longer. Joining us now, though, is Kelly Martin Rivers. She leads the STEM engagement work there at the Stennis Space Center, and they've got a new back-to-school web feature for teachers and parents and anyone who's looking to educate their kids about what's above. So welcome, Kelly.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
I think this is a lot of fun. We've got a lot of families who may do homeschooling or just looking to supplement, or as well as teachers sort of who listen to good things. And I think having or knowing the resources that are out there, particularly if they're Mississippi based, is good to know as well. So what do y'all have going on for back to school?
Well, for back to school, for the last 2 weeks, we've been running, NASA as a whole, as an agency, has been running a back to school campaign with different offerings each day that have been posted to Facebook and posted to Instagram, and they are available in a collective at stem.nasa.com as well for educators, for families, homeschool families, for students, and for parents. The collection is a cross-section of a lot of the different activities that we've created or updated that deal with different NASA missions and different student challenges that are coming up, as well as some really exciting natural phenomena that are coming up in the fall to get students ready for that.
So when we think about STEM, to me, it kind of culminates a lot of the different subjects all in one. You got, science, technology, engineering, math, if I got it right. There's probably also art. I think there's now STEAM sometimes gets sort of thrown around. So how is it for you working as the lead there? How do you make sure all of those things are present in one of the worksheets or one of the, I guess, activities that families can do? Is it harder than it seems, or am I overthinking it?
I don't think it's harder than it seems, but it's definitely a collaborative effort between the Education and Office of STEM Engagement, as well as researchers, scientists, and the other people in between that are interfacers that connect us with what are the important things to cover and how to cover them. As a former classroom teacher myself, for 12 years before I got into STEM in an agency or larger space, I thoroughly enjoyed everything that I was teaching in the classroom, but always struggled to find the right examples or more robust and rigorous examples, or things that were particularly interesting to students that had a focus that they wanted to do. So at NASA Stennis and at NASA in total for the agency, we have liaisons that work with the mission directorates, be it planetary science, earth science, aeronautics, aerospace, that really focus on what the missions are doing and bring us ideas as to what we can try to cover with varying levels of students. And then we work with contract employees and within our own teams to develop activities that are connected to state standards, national standards, and that are fun, that are affordable, and that are easy to interject and use within the classroom, along with what is required by classroom teachers to meet their state or district requirements. So one of our things is rock out on asteroids. There have been some meteor and asteroid events that have happened, and we've been able to connect with those, along with the OSIRIS-REx mission on September 24th, and that's coming up. And on October 5th, NASA will launch Psyche mission to explore the nickel iron ore in an early planet. And so we'll have student activities attached to that where students can look at images and data that's coming down and talk about what that is in their classrooms.
So on both of those that you mentioned, will they have options for the different grade levels? Obviously, when you think about STEM, sometimes I think parents think, oh, that's just like for high school or maybe into college. It just gets too technical or too hard. But really, the same sort of information can be taught on all different, grade levels, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We focus on taking a topic and providing content and activities that are geared toward specific grade levels and the standards that those grade levels have to meet, so that we're helping parents as well as educators. An example of that are the upcoming eclipses. On October 14th, we'll have an annular solar eclipse, That's a Saturday, and there are lots of events that are happening around the state of Mississippi to watch this annular eclipse. We are not going to be in the path of totality, but we will be in a path of about 55%. So we're doing offering a lot of activities and doing a lot of online workshops to make sure that people can view the eclipse safely and that they know what's happening. And then on April 8th, in the springtime, there'll be a much larger push for a total solar eclipse, which will be the last one for 20 years that we'll be able to see in North America. And so parents and educators should be on the lookout for events happening in their area to support that. We're currently working with some school districts, nonprofits, and museums to make sure that there are glasses available and safety guidelines available, as well as materials that explain what an eclipse is and what's the difference between an annular eclipse and a total eclipse.
Kelly, you got a lot of parents, grandparents listening who maybe didn't grow up with hearing the word STEM in their school. I mean, it's a new vocabulary word just for me, and I could still consider myself kind of a younger mom. So, why is it important that parents at least learn a little bit more about it and encourage current kids, whether they're K through 12, to sort of, find their place in STEM, or at least be exposed to it as much as possible?
Yeah, for those that are not familiar with STEM, the thinking may be that it's for students who want to be engineers, and that's part of it, but it's not the totality of the idea. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are components of everything that we do, and understanding how things work and how to work through a design process and kind of collect information and process information so that it makes sense to you is all about what STEM has to offer and what each of those areas teach when you're studying STEM. And so it's really understanding your world. And it goes from everything from planetary science to climatology to just, the earth science around us, and for students and everyone, citizens, to explore and understand the world in their backyard as well as in outer space.
I see here, too, on nasa.gov, when I click the link for the back to school, at the bottom it says pursue a NASA internship. I know the deadline's today for spring of 2024, but I'm thinking, I see that in October and then January for later on, and obviously they'll keep going as the school years go on. Who is the right fit for that? Is that for like a senior, or is that a college student? Because I would have been all over that if I'd have had the opportunity or known about it as a student.
Internships are for high school seniors and current college and graduate students. They can be anywhere in the country and come to Mississippi for an internship or intern at any of the other 9 centers that make up the NASA agency or any of our outlying centers. The applications for summer internships, which is usually our largest group of interns, will be about in December. So it's important for students to kind of get an idea of wanting to apply. Intern.nasa.gov is the location for that application process. And once you apply and get your portfolio in, it's very easy to apply for opportunities throughout your college career. We do internships in the summer, in the fall, and in the spring across the agency at all 10 centers and headquarters. The other thing that I'd really like to mention is a unique opportunity. There was just a mission that flew moon tree seeds, 5 different varieties of seeds, into space, and they have come back. That payload has come back as an experiment, and right now the U.S. Department of Forestry, as well as some other tree farms, are nurturing those seedlings. And there's an opportunity for school districts, for nonprofits, for museums and other educational and community agencies to apply to receive a moon tree seedling and plant it in their own location, and then continue to follow along with us because we have a series of activities that are involved in citizen science and citizen observation, and they can report back data that will be used by scientists to see how those seedlings have grown into young trees and beyond. And be a part of NASA science themselves. All of this information is available on stem.nasa.gov, as well as an application to sign up for the NASA Express newsletter that details these items and so many more things in a weekly newsletter that is filled with all of the different science for education and community service that NASA offers.
Oh, my gosh, so much good information, Kelly. I appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Rebecca. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming.